Mabuhay! Wow, my friends here in Manila, it is so great to see you guys here again. I love Manila. I've been here, oh my goodness, I've been coming to Manila since 2013. So for about 5 years I've been coming here, and I've been coming here to speak, usually at Tower Club in Makati, usually every maybe 3 times a year. So it's such a thrill to be back here. And I just want to say a big round of applause for Luna for organizing this event, for Lloyd. Where's Lloyd? Give Lloyd a big round of applause, please. Thank you, man. Cool. And also to our sponsors out in the hallway. They look so lonely. Please visit them. Can you give our sponsors a big round of applause, please, our exhibitors? All right, guys. Quick show of hands. I would love to see how many of you right now are full-time in the professional speaking business. Show of hands. Full-time pro speakers. Okay. Show of hands, how many of you would like to become full-time professional speakers? Show of hands. Okay, and I see people got 2 hands up, so this is big time. Okay. So this particular topic here is going to be all about how can you get your next 10 paid speaking engagements? Now, you like that? Yeah. All right. And notice how I said paid. So I don't know about you. I really loved the panel this morning. It was really cool. But some of those numbers I heard, I almost fell out of my chair. So I want to make sure that you guys are not only getting paid well, right, getting paid, but getting paid very well. So if you guys want to get paid well in professional speaking, make some noise now, please. I want to hear you. Okay? All right, very good, very good. All right. So you heard in my introduction that these days in professional speaking, it's not just about having the best speech. It's also about being able to book the most speaking engagements. So at the end of the day, you're not just professional speakers, but each and every one of you is in sales. Is that making sense, yes or no? Yes. You're all in sales. So I want you please turn to the person beside you and say, you're in sales and so am I. Go. Oh my gosh, I love it, you guys. Give yourselves a big round of applause, you guys. I am digging this, and I really believe this. Now, what I'm going to share with you for the next few minutes. Say again, how much time do I have? 20 minutes? All right. What I'm going to share with you in the next 20 minutes, probably 15 now, huh? 25. Look at that. I got some bonus time. I love it. Everything I share in the next few minutes does not in any way suggest that you don't need to be a great speaker. Sales and marketing do not replace your ability as a professional speaker. But I'll be quite honest, many of you in this audience here today may in fact be some of the best speakers no one's ever heard of. True or not? And that would be a real shame, because one of the key messages that we hear from PAPS is that you have a message and your voice needs to be heard. So if you're not good at sales and marketing, no one will ever hear your message. Is this making sense, yes or no? All right, so I want to make sure that the world knows who you are and how great you are. So that's what I'm going to share for the next few minutes. So we just talked about, that you're in sales. But I'm really curious, what exactly is sales? So just shout out. I just want to hear people yell out, what is selling? Go, anyone. Service. Service. What else? Solutions. Thank you. What else? Value. How about one more? What's sales? What is it? More? Growth? You're under pressure now. Come on, you're remarkable. Let's go, bro. Christian. Selling a feeling. Okay. So I'm going to share with you, just so that we're all on the same page, what exactly is selling. And I invite you to take notes throughout this talk, because you're going to get some killer stuff here. This is going to be all filler, all killer, no filler. You know what I'm saying? So take notes, and also get your phones out and take photos of this. I have no problems with that at all. I want you to capture it whichever way you can so that you don't forget. Selling, quite simply, is exchanging something for money. That's all it is. And for me, this is key. No more free talks, people. All right? Don't get lured by some of these potential customers that say, you know what? If you give me a deal on this one, there's lots of other business down the road. In my experience, and I've been doing this for 20 years and 10 years here in Asia, there very rarely is all that extra business down the road. What a lot of companies do is they try to pit one speaker against another and see who will speak for the lowest fee or no fee, and then next year they'll just go on to the same person and do the same tactic. Very rarely will that introductory low price lead to a lot of high-ticket selling business. Is this making sense, yes or no? Yes. All right, and I know a lot of you out there have experienced this. So don't be a sucker. Don't fall for that. One little tip. Oh, people didn't like that. Look at that. I'm being censored, huh? That came from some of our proud sponsors. I don't know, huh? Okay. Now, listen. Do you guys want a little tactic that might help you if ever someone does suggest that there could be future business down the road and give them a deal now, yes or no? Yeah. Okay. So if someone ever says, you know what, give me a break today and there's lots of business later, you say, you know what, thank you. I'm so thrilled to hear that there could be a lot of potential business. I'm more than happy to consider offering you a discount on the future confirmed work. You know what I'm saying? There's no real discounts today for pretend work tomorrow. It doesn't work like that. You guys like that tip? All right, so you gotta be strong on some of these things, all right? So selling really is about exchanging something for money. For example, everyone here in this room, they're selling their speaking and their training services, and you deserve to be paid for that. So what I'm gonna do right now is I wanna ask you a question. At your table with people around you, just a real short one, 30 seconds, how are you generating leads now? Where is a lot of your business coming from? What are some of your lead generation strategies now? 30 seconds at your table, go. Yeah. 15 seconds, my friend. All right, my friends, in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Please give yourselves a big round of applause, you guys. Big round of applause. All right. So I just want to hear from you guys. Just shout out some ideas. What are some of your lead gen strategies? What's working now? I heard a couple things over here. Social media? Okay, which platform? Facebook, okay. Who else? Referrals, what else? Internet marketing? Email? Networking, LinkedIn. Okay, awesome, I love this. Talking to strangers, nice. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Would you guys, Twitter? Oh, you're the one person I see on Twitter, okay. Yeah. Okay. Would you guys like to see what are my top 5 demand generation activities? Okay. Now, what I'm going to share with you right now, so look, I did a lot of research into what are best practices out there, and to be quite frank, best practices depend on who does the survey, okay? If you've got like an internet marketing company that does this polling, they'll say, well, email marketing is perfect. If it's an SEO company that does marketing for people online, they will find a way to show that, you know, search is the most effective platform. So it doesn't really help for me to share with you what 6 different studies say. But what you're going to notice is that there's a lot of overlap. And it's in the overlap, that's where you can find that sweet spot, and that's where you can find some of the truth. So what I decided for you guys here today is I will share with you what I'm doing that's working very well. You guys want to hear it? Yes. Okay, now, I have only ever shared this, and Shirley Taylor will know this as a fact. I have only ever shared this next slide with one group of people on the planet. And that was when I spoke at the Speakers Association convention in Paris, France, 2 months ago. And I did that in French. So you will be the first people in English. All right? Yeah. You guys will be the first people in English to actually see this. So here we go. At our company, SoCo Sales Training, here are our top, oh, and I love it, the phones come out now. So much for secrets, huh? Okay. So I'm just gonna break these down for you real quick. So you can see overwhelmingly, SEO, search engine optimization, is our number one. I give that a 10 out of 10. Why is that? Because if any of you in this room right now were to type in Sales Speaker Singapore, or Sales Training Singapore, or Sales Speaker Asia, or Sales Training Asia, we will dominate that first page. We get a lot of what we call inbound leads. There's inbound and outbound. So we get a lot of inbound. And that's come from years of being experts, thought leaders on that particular topic. You heard early on the importance of going, 1 inch wide and 1 mile deep, right? Try to avoid being a jack of all trades, master of none. Pick a topic, go hard, go deep, focus on that particular topic. What do you want to be known for? Because at the end of the day, if your customers have a big problem that they need solved, are they going to go to a generalist or a specialist? A specialist. That's where the money is. I'm sorry, but I don't want you guys making $30 to $100 a day. Seriously. For all the work and the effort that you guys put in, that someone's going to give you $30 to $100 a day to train people with skills that can then turn them around and help that organization make a lot of money? I didn't really like that very much, so I'm just going to kind of stop there, all right? But here's a little side note. The world is a very big place, and it's never been easier to get out there. So if you guys here in the Philippines don't like the fees that people are paying you, there's a lot of great markets nearby, 2-hour flight away, that will pay you nicely, commensurate with your effort. You guys dig that, yes or no? Yes. All right? And then you'll see all of a sudden there'll be a lack of, like a shortage of qualified people here. Those rates are going to start to go up for you guys. All right? So don't kind of have that mindset of like, there's nothing I can do. There's lots that you can do. All right? So SEO is number one for us, search. Now that's SEO, not SEM. We don't spend a penny, nothing, on search engine marketing. We don't do Google ads or place anywhere in there. It's all pure organic. And that's because our website is just a resource for articles on sales. That's all we talk about. So boom, we rank high. SEO. Number two is LinkedIn. Okay? So how many of you are on LinkedIn? Show of hands. And more than just a profile pic. Oh, okay, right? All right. LinkedIn, I love it. LinkedIn is Facebook for business. Okay? I love Facebook too. But let's be honest. I don't go on Facebook to buy things. My mindset when I'm on Facebook is quite different than my mindset when I'm on LinkedIn. And I suspect that your customers might be the same. So, don't take what I say as gospel. You have to split test, experiment on your own, and then make your own decision. But in our experience, LinkedIn is killer. We've got about 11,000 connections on LinkedIn, which isn't like insane, but each of those 11,000 people that we've connected with on LinkedIn are sales leaders, sales directors, HR leaders, HR directors. We're very focused with who we're friends with on LinkedIn. So the 11,000 that we're friends with are really good quality people. And I know for a fact, in fact, we reached out on LinkedIn to about 900 sales leaders in the Philippines to let them know that I'm going to be speaking here along with some of my friends at this convention. And I know for a fact at least one of you in the audience came as a result of that. Is that right? Right? From Cebu. Right. Right? Yeah, give her a big round of applause, huh? She hadn't heard of the event until I reached out and said, hey, right, I'll be speaking here, you should come. And then boom, she's like, I signed up. I'm here, right? And then we just met before today. So before the session. So that's awesome. So that's the power of LinkedIn. connecting with people. So I love that platform. Live events with partners. How many of you have ever done any talks with some partners, like a chamber of commerce, for example, or an event company? Show of hands. Not nearly enough, but well done, those of you who have. So pick your partners very strategically. So I've done a lot of work with the Canadian Chamber of Commerce in Singapore, because I'm Canadian, so CanCham Singapore. And I remember I did one small talk on sales forecasting. Really boring topic, right? And I remember the executive director said, Tom, can you do a talk on personal branding? That's more sexy, more people will come. And I said, I don't want more people to come. I just want the right people to come. So my topic was on sales forecasting and managing your pipeline, and there were about 15 people in the talk. I closed business with 3 of them at full fee for training. Is that a good ROI, yes or no? Yeah, so of course, so I did it again this year, same result, right? So pick your events very carefully. People see you in action, they're more likely to engage you, right, for full fee or for training or speaking. Okay, next. Of course, repeat business and referrals. Now, I know most of you in this room would love for most of your business to come from referrals, right? How many would love that? Make some noise. Yeah. We call that word of mouth, right? But the thing is, when you're new, how do you get that first mouth to start talking? There's no one, right? So that's why the other things that I'm talking about here, you really have to focus on as well. I heard someone at my table talk about grit this morning. You've got to be gritty. You've got to hustle. You've got to work hard. You've got to get out there. You've got to meet people. You've got to network. Super important. And then finally, email marketing. So even though I put email marketing at the bottom of our list, that doesn't mean it's not effective. It just means the other ones are just killing it, right? But the email marketing is great because it keeps people in our funnel, keeps them in the pipeline. We keep sharing great content with them. And if we have something coming up, we can pull the trigger, hit go, and then we'll get some sales. I sell a lot of our digital products. We have an online program called SoCo Academy. We get lots of sales coming through just from that. So it depends on what you're trying to sell. But really focus on email marketing is great. So lead generation, capturing emails is super great. Is this a useful list, you guys? Yes. Yeah? Okay. So the reason why I put SEO at the top, and I wrote this in my second book, Social Selling, in the introduction, 89% of all purchases start with an online search. 89%, there should be cameras right now. 89% of all purchases start with an online search. Now, before you say, well, Tom, that's probably for consumer goods and shoes, 75% is B2B. 75% B2B. Your customers are going online doing a search for sales speaker, communication speaker, logistics speaker, leadership speaker. They're searching for you online. Because if they don't have friends that know someone, they're going to go on to their new friend, Google. So what I would say is if you can't be found online, you can't be found. Is this making sense, yes or no? Yes. All right, cool. So I decided to do a little search because I wanted to see how are my friends here in the Philippines doing? It's okay, don't be afraid. Do you guys want to know what I found? Okay, here we go. So I did a search for communication speaker Philippines. Now it's going to be hard to see this. Really hard to see this, huh? The screen's not quite nice, huh? Anyway, but let me tell you. Communication speaker Singapore. We've got Asia's Leader Speakers Bureau at the top. There's an article here, and I can't make out these names. Oh, this is a real shame. Okay. Lloyd is on here at least once or twice from memory, all right? As communication, right? So the reason why I show this is because if you're a communication speaker, I need to be able to find you here, not just Lloyd. Next, we did a search on leadership speaker Singapore, and then I got a few. I got a Jeff here. We got Lloyd again. We've got a Marion something or other. I can't quite make it out, right? Marlon. Okay. Is Marlon here? Where's Marlon? Give Marlon a big round of applause. Yeah. All right, so he's feeling pretty good, right? So again, if you're a leadership speaker, I need to be able to find you online. What else? We got, this one here is logistics. We heard in the panel that logistics speakers, was that right? Logistics speakers was kind of a hot topic right now? Well, the only thing you can find when you type in logistics speaker is Logitech speaker. So there's good news there. If there's anyone who speaks on logistics and you start creating really solid content with good keywords on that topic, you're gonna rank high. So really focus on your online presence there. And then what's this, motivational speaker? We got Lloyd. He's just taken over that first page. You know what I'm saying? So Lloyd's doing a really good job online, but I know he's not the only motivational speaker out here in the audience. So where are the rest of you guys? I really challenge you to raise your SEO game. Please write that down. Raise my SEO game. I got to find you online. And just to show you, I practice what I preach. I did a search on motivational speaker Singapore. We've got a couple of articles up here. I'm the next two entries. My buddy Christian is just below. And David Lim is just below that as well, right? Okay. So if people are looking for someone like you, will they find you? Again, I don't want you to be the best speaker no one's ever heard of. I want you to shine. I want you to be findable, searchable. This applies to any business, whether you're a speaker or doing anything else, but really raise your game there. So I'm going to end with this list I want to share with you right now. Take a photo of this, please. This is a more comprehensive list of some lead gen activities, some other ideas. I shared with you my top 5, but here's 12 or 15 other ideas, other things that you could be doing. And I won't go into detail just in the essence of time, all right? Everyone got this? Good. 3, 2, 1, and gone. All right. So I'm just going to wrap up by sharing what I call the 70-20 rule. The 70-20 rule to prospecting. What I invite you all to do next year is allocate 70% of your time and money resources towards what has worked successfully for you in the past. All right? So if networking worked for you last year, do it again. If Facebook worked for you last year, do it again. If LinkedIn's working, do it again. 70% of your activities next year should be what worked well for you last year. 20% should be something new that you haven't tried yet that other speakers have tried. Right? So think about that. 20% of your demand generation activities should be what you're hearing some other speakers have tried that maybe you haven't tried yet. You guys with me so far? Say yes. All right? That's 20%. Do something new, something different. That final 10%, that last 10%, is you trying something that no one in your industry is doing yet. Maybe you'll look around and you find that no one's killing it on SlideShare, or maybe none of your peers are actually successful on LinkedIn, or maybe nobody's doing webinars, or maybe nobody's doing online summits, or maybe nobody's actually going and speaking at chamber events. They don't have to be innovative ideas, they just have to be things where there's no clutter in the market. 10% of your resources go there. Because if it doesn't work, well, you haven't really invested very much, have you? But it could just be that secret sauce that might take your speaking business to the next level. So 70-20-10 rule. So I'm just going to wrap up by sharing with you 3 quick tips on how to get the most out of what I just shared here today. Tip number 1, please make sure that you're focusing on only 3 prospecting strategies. Please don't spread yourself too thin by trying to do all those things on that list that I shared with you. Just pick 3, go hard and deep and solid on those 3 things. Is that making sense? Yes or no? Yes. Awesome. Top 3 things. Then, be consistent with whatever you do. There's nothing worse than trying a campaign, you do it for a couple of weeks, you don't see the results, and then you just give up. I see it so many times. People go to networking events, they get a few name cards, they try to push the sale through, doesn't work, and they go, well, I guess networking doesn't work. No, bro, you didn't make it work. So many times people get name cards and they never even follow up with people. They just sit on the shelf collecting dust. You got to take those name cards off the shelf, blow off the dust, because there could be dollars in the dust. You guys like that? Thank you. All right. All right. So be consistent with whatever you're doing. Stay with it for at least 6 months, evaluate, do some split testing, and then try something new. And then the last tip, make sure whatever you're trying is that you reach a large number of your ideal target audience. It doesn't make sense to go to a networking event, there's 3 people. It doesn't make sense to do Facebook ads, but you're so cheap you only put $1 in and it only reaches 5 people. Seriously, go big or go home. You've got to reach a large number of people, because if you know anything about sales, and I know you do, you need a lot of leads, a lot of prospects at the top of your funnel to finally filter all the way down. All right? So there's no hard facts on this. It depends on your sales cycle, but you may need 100 leads just to close 10. Maybe just to close 1. So you need to keep that pipeline full. You have to reach a large number of your ideal target audience. Are these 3 tips useful, you guys? Yes. All right. So here's what I want you to do. I want you guys to make a commitment to put this stuff into practice. I want you guys to make a commitment to revisit that list that I shared and pick 3. Which 3 are you going to start doing or do more of in the next 3 months? And I would love to hear from you. I would love for you to reach out on LinkedIn or any platform and just let me know how it's going. Will you guys promise to do that, yes or no? Yes. I really, really want to hear from you. And before I go, would you guys like a little something? Yes. A little gift, something nice? Yes. Yeah? Okay. Get your phones out. I got something for you. I've been talking about social media, so here we go. Take a screenshot of this, take a photo of this, you guys. If you go onto this address in your browser, you can download this free booklet on how to kill it on social media. And I know a lot of you want to do this. Whether it's Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, SlideShare, which is one of my favorites, you can get the tools here on how to demonstrate your expertise on social. And I know that each and every one of you here has a message. You've got a voice, and I just want to make sure that people can hear that voice. So you get this, and you're on your way to doing that. You guys like this, guys? Yeah? All right, cool. So let me go back. The last thing I want to share is this quote. This is one of my favorites. It's by Napoleon Hill. And he says, this is like grit. He says, patience, persistence, and a little perspiration make an unbeatable combination for success. And I'm confident that each and every one of you, by applying the stuff that I just shared here over the last few minutes, and you're consistent with it, and you follow this process, you guys are going to take your speaking businesses to the next level. I want you please to turn to the person, thank you, brother, turn to the person beside you and say, you got this! You got this. Thank you very much, everyone. I'm Tom Abbott. Have a great afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tom Abbott, for sharing your expertise on how we can get our next 10 paid speaking engagements booked.